recommended health and safety protocols at our stores. We are doing everything we can to help our customers and employees stay safe. We've also made it easier for you to stay at home and still connect with us. Use Be Online, the My Be Mobile app, or call 824-TSTT to pay your bills and more. Together, let's be safe and be connected with Be Mobile. Life is on. Johnny Q for all your hardware, building materials, auto parts, small tool rentals, pets and pet supplies. Gravel and sand now available. Don't forget PowerMaster, Optima, Vata and Megastar batteries, starting from $488. At Johnny Q, 15 R. Peter Avenue, Woodbrook, and on new location, Lowlands Mall, Tobago, off Claude Noel Highway. Call 63-TOOLS. Blue Band knows that joy goes further when it's shared. So whether you're baking, cooking, making a sandwich or snack, including Blue Band will help you to prepare great tasting meals that's sure to keep smiles on everyone's face. The world needs more joy, so spread it everywhere with Blue Band. Get ready to breakfast set go with Milo. Purchase $40 in Milo powder and win a laptop and $10,000 cash, plus win up to $3,000 weekly and so much more. See Press and Milo Caribbean on Facebook and Instagram for more details. Yes, it's true. Pennywise, just for you, so real. Get that perfect smile. Beauty is in every aisle. To take care of your body, we have all you need to stay healthy. Pennywise, yes, it's true. Pennywise, just for you. Pennywise gives you more to love. International cricket superstars Karen Pollard, Dwayne Bravo, Lindell Simmons and Riyad Emrit, even Raymond Ramnarayan and Ravi B has all been using Omega XL for joint pain and getting great results. So what about you? Just pick up a bottle of Omega XL right now at all leading pharmacies or call Great Health Limited at 225-0410. So live long and stay strong with Omega XL. So welcome back on the inside. Dominic, Romain, how are you, my friend? Ready to... Well, you're not just ready yet.
Well, I saw this yesterday. I think it's the funeral of the couple who you would have mentioned earlier, who would have died from COVID. Yeah, I just wanted to play like just a couple minutes to show how impersonal these funerals are, unfortunately. You know, because we're not allowed the numbers that would normally attend a funeral.
Yeah.
Not everybody, and then traditional funerals for COVID patients is not allowed. So the options are the state can facilitate cremation, or the bodies can be released to the families for burial. But again, you can't have a big funeral. So I think all they did is just put the bodies to the cemetery, and a few family members were allowed. And you had a minister of religion just come and say a few words, and that's it. Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to play this video for you guys a piece of this video for you guys to see what's taking place.
So just be like maybe the first couple minutes, and then just go across to 17:45.
Okay.
Yeah. Special good evening to each and everyone looking on to this, the homegoing service of our dear sister June and Brother Rupchan, also known as Tom. Truly, you know, we have lost a wonderful, loving couple that, you know, live together lovingly, and just 2 days apart they departed this life. So as their caskets are being prepared to be placed in the hole, we want to bring you the life update. Most of the family members are looking on and can't be here because of the COVID restriction. Just the immediate family are not here this evening. just to let you know, they will be placed the same hole side by side. They will be buried together side by side, just as they live. The June casket is on the ground, and Brother Stump casket is now being taken out.
Yes, sir, Dominic.
Let's wait for one more minute and then go to
Mr. Dominic.
17:45.
Okay.
What a friend we have in Jesus. All those sins and grief to bear. What a privilege to carry everything to God in prayer. Oh, what peace we often forfeit. Oh, what needless sin we bear. Oh, because we do not carry everything to God in prayer. And the word of the Lord said, let us make man. And out of the dust of the earth, he created man.
Hey, Dominic.
They created man. And he breathed his breath into man. And he became a living soul.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the finality of the thing now. These people would have lived their lives, you know. They would have survived the first wave, the second wave. Never thought that they would be victims of the third. We don't even know if there's going to be a fourth. So while we would get through this third wave, and think, well, okay, we good. Until the world gets a handle on this virus. And I think it seems to be worse this year than it was last year. And then I saw on the news last night where funeral homes are now saying that, you know, they're experiencing a pileup of bodies because the crematoriums just can't handle the workload. There are too many bodies coming in, so that when we're having totals on a daily basis of 9, 14, 23 people dying, remember, it takes a better time to cremate a body. So we, in a lot of ways, remember, and just imagine, we were just talking about this just about 3 weeks to a month ago about what was happening in India, where they were running out of spaces to cremate bodies, and they had to create makeshift crematoria in parking lots and so on. Never thinking at that point in time that we would get to the point here where we would face a similar challenge, albeit on a lesser scale. But if the death toll continues, and God knows I hope it doesn't, at the rate at which it's going, it's problems. Imagine funeral homes are now under stress. So if the funeral homes are under stress, can we imagine what's happening at the hospitals? Where it's just the numbers, people just coming in. And part of the reason why people are dying is, again, because the parallel healthcare system is overwhelmed, which is what the Prime Minister and the Minister of Health and all the health authorities have been warning us about for months, that if it gets to this point, this is what the result could have been. And nobody really took them on, I think, because we felt that it wouldn't have happened. But it has.
So, folks, just to give an update, yesterday we would have sent the stuff to our contact in St. Vincent. It's supposed to be leaving to head there today. All right, so we have completed that task, and we'd like to thank everyone who would have donated. Whatever you all donated, we thank you very much. So we have successfully organized to send this stuff over to St. Vincent. So.
And look how St. Vincent has fallen off the radar. That was a big story recently, and now we're not even getting updates as to how they're coping and how the recovery is going. But hopefully we can get something.
Yes. So we continue to take your calls 342-0081 466-5391. The lines are open. You can call us up. Caller, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Morning.
I'm so happy that I get through after so long. Anyhow, Dominic, Sharon, Felix, and Mr. Bruce Wayne, have a blessed day.
Morning.
I listen to you all the time. And I just was watching the video, and tears came to my eyes to see how Trinidad reached. Just because big people is not listening. I hope that they change and that people will stay off the road and not make things get worse in Trinidad. So blessing to our country. Love you guys a lot.
Love you too.
Later.
Take care. Bye-bye. Yes.
I see the police raiding guest houses now, double palm. Yes.
What, boy?
I hope nobody was caught with their pants down, literally.
Oh, good.
Yeah, double palm offering overnight specials now, Bruce. Yeah. So people just, when they have business, so you can capitalize. I mean, hey.
But then again, too, what I'm saying is that kind of tricky, you know. I'll talk about that just though. I find that kind of tricky, but let me take a call here. Caller, good morning.
Yeah, Bruce and Dominic, morning.
Morning.
I was trying to get through with you all with the play with to tell you all you didn't know play with.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, because they put it on social media now. And I want you all to remember when Kamna called the curfew, did the president call it or did she call it?
I can't remember, you know.
Yeah, but I think
No, they would have called it because remember we were told at that time, John Sandy told us the government had information that something was going to happen.
If it's the prime minister supposed to call it or if it's the president.
Well, the prime minister, it's a government decision, but the president has to sign off on it.
Well, that I know.
Yeah.
So I don't know what I'm making a big fuss about. And I was telling my partner them yesterday that the curfew would extend. Yeah. Because look, I just do my little PH. Me working no taxi, no PH. I just go into a day-to-day basis, and that is it. Yeah. So I locked on and listening. Sharon, you're getting time to play 12, girl. All right, well, I locked on and listening.
Yeah, man, take care. Oh, gosh. Let me say a pleasant good morning to the guys on Facebook and on the YouTube chat. I'm seeing you guys there this morning. Pleasant good morning to each and every one. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, Bruce. Morning, Dominic.
Morning, morning.
Morning,
Caller
sir.
from here.
Welcome.
So, Dominic, you were saying something concerning the carnival talk with the UNC and the narrative.
Yeah.
Now, I want to say something. Yesterday I was listening to a different frequency, right? And I heard Mr. not Benoit, the next guy, I forget the guy's name, right? Darren Marcel had a discussion with Mr. Pinal. So Mr. Pinal, I want you to hear this. All these people taking it. Mr. Pinal is saying that the CMO and all the doctors have to go with government instruction. Now, listen to that is a dangerous thinking by the UNC. No, I and Mr. Pinal is a man who some days ago say he won't take the vaccine when Munilal say talk about the vaccine. Then after King Gopi Singh, Munilal is not a medical doctor, but he go with that. Mr. Tim Gopi Singh is a gynecologist. He's not in the field away concerning COVID, he's not in that field. But you know, he go on that and say now he's taking the vaccine. Right? And what I'm saying is the nonsense of these people that causing problem, because you see, you know, Mr. Pinal lash out about Chutman, Dr. Chutman, concerning about how she's about a mile thing they call she's Dr. Mile and that kind of nonsense. Now, I show you how these people think, you know. Now, so she is African-oriented, African doctor. Now, do you remember Madam Amdas had asked a question concerning and ball asking where she qualification. No, this is how these people think it. These people so hate. They hate Africans, plus they hate the CMO on them because they see the CMO on them as being so how we name up them the CMO on them as being nothing. Because I saw all it, you know, these doctors who are independent doing their job, but because the PNM in power and there's the government of the day, these nonsense these people talking. I tell them Mr. Pinal and them, I don't know what teacher he was. I don't know who he teach, but I just want to say something before I go. Now, I have a doctor in now, and the doctor who died, right? And then doctor, his wife was saying to the people at Chennai and the baby, she said that, let me tell you something. She said everything Dr. Rolly tried to do, all the opposite thing. She said the man is doing a good job. She said openly. And these people are now only they going over nonsense all the time. And just before I go, even the keeper press conference yesterday, we were telling them concerning the food, them they call it places with the food, and talking about chewing a little bit of food. You know, clients have to chew that because clients have put up everything that concerning the agriculture thing with now their food. And you know, these people will lie for, these people will go to the gutter boy. Oh God, we are lying and chewing this basket. Lying, you know, and showing it, and that time is not so, you know, oh God, what really wrong with these people, boy? We in a pandemic, all they're looking to lie, try to undermine everything, boy. Oh God, man. I just have problem with people like that, you know. Anyhow, Bruce, I say thank you for giving me a hearing, and I will listen off here. I will enjoy the rest of your day.
You too, man. Take care. Caller, good morning.
Morning, guys.
Morning, morning.
How are you doing there?
We're doing good.
Keeping safe.
Yes.
All right, most important. You know, when is the next general election? How much years we have? 3+?
About that, yeah.
All right, so people campaigning, yeah? Give them a chance. They're campaigning. They're campaigning. They've done a long 5-year campaign here. They now start. So them just campaigning from now and hoping that they go hit the mark when the time comes. They don't care if half of the country die by then, with the stupidness they're talking, but they campaigning. So I don't even want to talk about them, nor mention their name, or refer to what they say. You know what, Dominic Andrews, there is a new shield, shield that you use now that cup in your face, right? I want to know if all these essential services could get their hand on one of those shields. All these supermarkets who have workers out there, the gas stations, all these companies and the businesses that open. I want to know if they could sponsor each worker, buy a shield for each of the workers to kind of give them that extra layer of protection. You know, because it cover from your forehead right down and it cup under your chin, like.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a real good second protection. So I don't know if you could use the mask on this and then put on that shield. But I am asking every pharmacy, all these people, supermarkets who have workers out there, especially those who are the lower end of the bracket, that if they could sponsor the workers by about, how much is about $100? Some places maybe have it a little more, some places maybe have it a little less. People bringing it in and selling it. And I am begging all these employers out there who have workers that have to come out to work. Please, see if you can get one of those shields for each of your workers, please, and help them to protect themselves against this deadly virus. And to public servants and like taxi drivers and all these people are public servants who, you see if you get one, it's something that I see it, I'll try and ask somebody to see if they could order a couple. I want to give to one or two people that I know out there. So let us see if we could put an extra layer of protection on these people that have to be out there, that don't have a choice.
Yeah.
Who could afford it? See if you could buy your own. And people who have employees out there, face-to-face with people, cashiers, all these attendants, see if all they could help them now, please. So we could stop this thing on its track and see if we could get back to normalcy. And my condolences to all members of our Trinidad and Tobago public who has lost their loved ones. Condolences to you. I'll call back later. Enjoy your day. Bye-bye.
You too, my dear. Take care. Caller, good morning.
Hello.
Morning.
Lucy, morning. Bonjour, Sharon, Dominic. Dominic.
Bonjour.
Good.
Oi.
How long Moninal took his vaccine?
I'm not sure, I know.
I was speaking to someone yesterday, and I told him I think it's early on this month. Right? Okay, Dominic, you're supposed to remember, and I'm going to remember. You until I get to know, right?
Dominic said the last week in April.
Right, okay, so that's about 2 weeks, going to 3 weeks.
About that, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bruce, I see funeral home asking government to open the cremation site.
Yeah.
What I meant by that.
The cremation sites, I think it was is it? I don't want to just say just so. Let me see if I could find the story quickly, but yeah.
Remember, because of the COVID, the cremation sites like Caroni and the creek and stuff were closed.
So
they were relying on the indoor crematoria like Long Circular and Belgroves and these places to do the cremations. Yeah.
Bruce, you know when I saw it, this morning, I said there's only little that the government, because really to use those sites you have to go to the corporation, which I'm thinking I'll be right to get the permission also, right? Yeah, I think it's run on any day too. So Bruce, what we can do, boy? Bruce, we still have to say thank God, even that if it closed or not, they have restriction on it. You notice abroad, when I look recently in the United States, how many of them pack up in this truck, Bruce. Bodies, you see, understand me? So we still have to know, there's only very little we can do, you understand me? And before I come up, I want to send out birthday greetings to somebody down there. In Carolina's down there now. Mr. Leon Anthony, happy birthday to you.
Okay.
Bruce, you know that person, right?
Leon Anthony.
Yes.
Who?
Leon, Mr. Leon, right on your street coming up the road.
Okay.
Right. You're supposed to know that guy up there, right? Which is Kurt Anthony's dad.
Yeah.
Who they call right. I want to send out birthday, greetings him. I wish him many, many more, and you enjoy your day. Be safe. Bruce, I'll call back in Twitter. Dominic?
No problem.
Yes,
Dominic?
Ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
All right, take care. In just a few, I have an obituary to do. That's coming up at 7:40. But we continue to take your calls. It's Free Up Yourself Thursday, right here, Street Line.
I want to read something here quickly, right? It's an article from yesterday, or today. Why Taiwan, longer COVID success story, is seeing a record surge in cases. And I'm reading it in reference to the assault on the government by members of the opposition who want to continue to talk about, well, where the surge come from, the borders open and the borders porous and all kind of nonsense, right? Nearly a year and a half after COVID-19 started its surge across the planet, the streets of Taiwan's capital, Taipei, now only stand strangely empty. Bustling night markets of post-sunset stir-fry and streaming noodles, streets with constant streams of buzzing mopeds, and the Rockers Bar district of Xiaomending, where locals and foreigners drink under the skies, have fallen silent. And it's a stark reversal of fortunes. Throughout 2020, Taiwan was held up as one of the world's greatest coronavirus success stories. A streak of 253 days without a single reported new infection from April to December. But the COVID situation in Taiwan is now more dire than it has ever been since the pandemic began. The island has seen 5 consecutive days of triple digit, after 253 days without one case. Triple digit, just as in our case, new infections and doubling of its total number of cases in just the past week. On Wednesday, all 24 million residents were put under a level 3 alert, one step away from a potential national lockdown. Mask wearing in public is now mandatory, with outdoor gatherings limited to 5 people, and with indoor gatherings limited to 5 and outdoor to 10. All businesses and public venues have been ordered to close. In-person classes at all public and private schools have been suspended until May 28. Fewer than 1% of Taiwan's 24 million residents have been vaccinated, making it the least vaccinated population in Asia and one of the 10 lowest ranking places in the world, with at least 100,000 people, according to the data gathered by the New York Times. Let me just get this last part there, because it's a long article. While the rest of the world endured months of suspended animation in 2020, Taiwan enjoyed a near normal existence, save for the ubiquity of masks, which as across most of Asia never became politicized. Otherwise, Taiwan relied primarily on closing its border to nearly all would-be travelers, close their borders. But the confidence that the success of those measures gave the population blurred into complacency, as quarantine measures were shortened to just 3 days for pilots of Taiwan's flagship carrier airlines. Shortly after, at least 2 cargo pilots who had recently flown through the US and Germany were confirmed as some of the first positive COVID cases in Taiwan. That grew to include at least a dozen pilots, several family members, at least 1 flight attendant, plus hotel staff at the quarantine hotel in Taipei, and notably, cases at the hostess bars in the capital's red light district in Wanhua. Contact tracing became difficult, if not impossible, as people avoided association with the establishments and failed to identify themselves. Just to give them an idea, right?
Yeah.
Taiwan was deemed a global success story in the handling of COVID. 253 days without a single new infection. Now every day they're seeing new infections in the hundreds. Their borders are closed. So may use the UNC tactic. Where the third wave come from? Where the infections come from? Or in the words of Philip Alexander, yeah, mommy? That's disgusting anyway. So when they want to create this picture as if Trinidad and Tobago's government has been so irresponsible, and don't blame the citizens, and don't say the citizens are irresponsible, it's the government. The borders porous, the borders porous, the borders porous. Singing that song all the time. So the borders wasn't porous in March, April, May, June, July last year, until we had that second wave in the lead up to the general election in August, September, October, and then things quieted down again. We went back to single-digit figures, and then we came this year, January, February, March, the borders wasn't porous. No. And then all of a sudden, an upsurge.
Ah, boy. So I'm going to do that obituary now. When we return, we'll continue to take your calls. It's Free Up Yourself Thursday with your Titans of Democracy on the street, 919 FM. The Street 909 FM has been asked to announce the passing of Jacqueline Jackie Jones, who departed this life on Tuesday, the 11th of May, 2021, at the age of 66 years. She was the daughter of the late Idris and Basil Jones, mother of Renee, Willis Jr., and Khadijah, sister of Stephen, Helen, and Marilyn, aunt of Jeanette of the USA, Stephen Jr. of the USA, Cheryl, and Jeremy, grandmother of Shay, Dante, and Christian, mother-in-law of Fariza and Raul, relative of many. The funeral service for the late Jacqueline Jackie Jones will take place at 9 a.m. on Thursday, the 20th of May, 2021, at the St. Dominic's RC Church, number 1 Lady Young Avenue, Mova, thence for burial at the Tunapuna Public Cemetery. For inquiries, you can call Simpson's Memorial at 623-8688.
Current issues in society.
If we could only get, as I've said repeatedly, the sort of attitude that the population as a whole has to the entire carnival celebrations, if you could have that throughout the year, Trinidad and Tobago would be the richest country in the world.
The official station that defends the nation. The Street 91 FM.
So welcome back on the Inside. It's Free Up Yourself Thursday with your Titans of Democracy on the Street 919 FM. Mr. Dominic, Romain, and myself, Bruce Wayne. The lovely Miss Felix is not with us this morning. She has a bit of stuff to do this morning, a bit busy this morning. I do say a pleasant good morning to her and her entire family. Morning, Sharon. And as we continue to take your calls, caller, good morning.
Yeah, blessed morning, Sharon and Dominic.
Yeah, morning.
So they're attacking the Ministry of Health and the professionals. That's what's going on, but I want them to know that the Ministry of Health, our health system, is one of the best in the world, right? Because if doctors who have private practice working in the public sector, if you understand what I'm showing you, and this is what is going on in Trinidad and Tobago, with rebellious people, disobedient people. That is what's happening in my health sector. I want to blame the Minister of Health and the CMO and the other doctors within the line of what is going on here. Let them check, look in the mirror. People look in the mirror all the time. That is all I could tell people in Trinidad and Tobago. Look in the mirror. And I know the obedient one will be looking very nice in the mirror. And what about the disobedient? You know that they'll go and get tested if you was watching you. But this is just, Mr. Joe Biden, of the President of the United States of America, supporting Israel against the Palestinians. And hear what, when you see like how they brand me hotspot area and people mustn't come here and all them kind of thing, they have Gaza as a hotspot area. They are terrorists. And Israel now could bomb them away all the time. So the Biden and America is selling Israel $738 million in military surface area missile and all kind of different missiles to bomb with people. Mr. Biden take that $738 million and give the Palestinians in the Gaza and West Bank that and let them build back up what Israel bombing with. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, Bruce.
Morning,
good
Zena.
Morning, Dominic. Good morning to all those who looked out and listening. Mano, on time I showed you morning, ma'am. So, morning. All those who looked on, listeners and callers from all over the world, that's it. Bruce and Dominic, you see, this constant ponging of the Ministry of Health. Dominic, you remember how vexed I get up Sunday morning to tell you, when you tell me to calm it, is that thing that I tell you that continue to vex me, you know. The opposition and them continuing with this Ministry of Health and the now Munilal, he calling for the Minister of Health to go. In a pandemic, a thing that nobody could see, they don't know what it is, what coming at you, and these people getting on. So what they think they could have done, what they would have done any better, all now, so the whole of Trinidad and Tobago is dead. Because when she did sick son like a cure COVID, they would not have done what the Minister of Health and his team did. They wouldn't do nothing. She would have just sat down and wait until it would have been worse than now. So for her to she continued they continue to talk about the doctors. I can remember very early on a Monday night, she make a remark about the doctors. Oh, they want real doctors? We could get you real doctors on this side. You know, we have real doctors on this side. And she continued to go on with that. On the Monday night, she continued that the doctors, they hear every minute there's something else. Or you're telling the Prime Minister and them to do this, or do that, do the other. Or they don't know what all you're doing, or they feel all they're saviors, or they this and all that, and when going on at a rage. And you know why I suspect she going on like that? Because many of the doctors, apart from Dr. Parshram, coming there to talk to us, is people, Dominic, like you and I and Bruce. You understand? So she feel that they're not real doctors. They have real doctors in the UNC. You can imagine this. I could pretty well understand how Dr. Parshram would be feeling. After people sit down there all year, trying, fighting with a pandemic, telling the people and the government how the people should behave, what we should do. No, they didn't care about that. They jump on Andrea Barrett's death and galvanize herself all over this country with all kind of candle every night, walking and trying to form party. You understand? Political party. They walk all about it, do all kind of things. They galvanize themselves for that for days upon days upon days. It went in. All of a sudden now they want to throw the blame that is Dr. Rowley called for Tobago. Where people just go for holidays on a Easter and July, August. That's why we always used to have problem with boats. That's why the Prime Minister got them. They get new ones. What is the problem Why don't they try and tell the followers? Because regardless of what they do, they have their followers with blinders all and blinkers. Imagine I listen to this station, now another station that is on with Sir Charles, and I hear Mr. Pinal telling him that he's going to take the vaccine now because Dr. What is his name? Dr. Gopi saying, give them a whole talk about it and the appropriateness of the vaccine and all. So you letting he change your mind. You know, if it wasn't he talked to him, we would have heard something else. He wasn't going to, because he didn't make up his mind to take it. And to show you how these people are. You understand? They had to, and it's in subtle ways, the racism is there. Sometimes it be overbearing more than others, but we're seeing it. Everything is about the Indianness, and the nonsense has to stop because the PNM party is half and half when coming to race. So I don't know what all this bacchanal they're going on with and when it will stop. You understand? Is maybe when they see half the country lie down. And the irony of the thing is that I know if people on that side ain't getting it and we're hearing. But you know, like, wait is, they feel that it's only for the PNM people. I don't know what is the story and what is they thinking. But the people out there mad. I go on, thanks.
Take care, Zina. Caller, good morning.
Hi, morning, Bruce, Dominic, and Sharon. Morning.
Morning.
Well, Gina,
Morning.
you know, the UNC and them is real hypocrites. Because let me tell you something. Who would have to meet or take information, or who the WHO would be speaking to concerning the technical aspect of this pandemic? Would he be speaking to Kamala Prasad or some doctor in the let me say they were in power. So Kamala Prasad, let's just say that Kamala Prasad is the prime minister and she have a minister. Who the WHO going to share technical aspects of the disease with? Not the same professional, not the same, it has to be from coming through the CMO and the team. So all this other nonsense that they're talking, that they have thing and the real doctor, all kind of nonsense, I keep telling all it, check with them. Then they'll be talking to the base, you know. And the reason why the base always stick with them and the base strong. But when they're talking to the intellect, it's a different story, you know, because some of them things ain't making no kind of sense at all. That you telling me something and people just getting fed up at Kamala Prasad. So that is why they can't win an election. Because even a guy talk about penal, and for some reason he don't call this program because he when he call it talk, he totishness have a whole base of people here that denouncing nonsense with facts. The presenters and them doing half to do that. There are people here that come and denounce the rubbish with facts. He was banned from the other station, but for some reason they allow him to come in and give a contribution that he wanted to think because he wanted to clear up certain things that he misunderstood. In part of his qualifications, he said, because he's boasting that he's this intellectual and all kind of nonsense he thinks. But when I asked him what is his qualification, the man says he's a primary school teacher. He was a primary school teacher. Then he went on and do some IT and used to teach children how to use the computers and all this other nonsense. I went to penal. That is why he's so dumb. Because I remember in the days to be a primary school teacher, once you have about 2 or 3 O levels, you would have been called into thing there. You don't have a degree. You're not even a lecturer. You talking that you so bright and you so nice. That's why you don't talk so much nonsense, Mr. Penal. But I know that because you're going to be going to realize that the UNC, they'll be listening to all the programs well, you know. And then they will get somebody, when you, especially when others, check this out, if all have a topic on Kamala Prasad, somebody go and call in and try to choke some kind of thing, to try to throw things off. It's either somebody will come in technically and try to switch the topic of Kamala onto some other topic to try to derail all it. Because what I realized, part of the tactic, the main tactic of the UNC is to push Kamala up on the throne to make she look like she's some kind of, god. So the UNC is Kamala and Kamala is the UNC. The face of UNC is Kamala. So everything is about Kamala. So don't talk about Kamala, you think this. That is why you see when Kamala talk rubbish or something happen that she has to answer for, some idiot going and take the blame for it in the past.
Leave it there, my brother. Leave it there. So, Dominic and folks, we're going to play a music video for you, and we'll be right back. So keep it locked.
Hey, we see him Daniel. Lord. Don't mark him now. So all these girls on him. Because I tell him already now, we run the block. You understand? Well, I don't just banner. Oh my Lord. Good afternoon, ladies.
Afternoon.
We all going?
We're going to take our vaccine.
Oh my Lord, can we come at all too?
Of course.
You take me one time.
Let's go.
Take it. Take it. Take it. Take it. If you city woman, take it. She sit down back and take it. She tell me she able, pretending it. Hey, she start to smile. Take it just for a while. Take it. Let you know she able, pretending it. If you city nurse, she come for it first. Not to take this vaccine. It could be a curse. Of course, as a first responder, her priorities in order. What make hesitate? Girl didn't want to wait. If you see the woman, take it. She sit down back and take it. She tell me she able, pretending it. She start to smile. Take it just for a while. Take it, let you know she able, pretending it. I take a joke, she take one joke. I went back for a next joke. She take one stick. I come back 'cause she love it. She take one shot. I went back for a next shot. She take one stick. I come back 'cause she love it. But the woman friend, didn't come make the grade. They saying that me and that, this is a charade. But besides a little swelling and a little dizzy feeling, she had me a mess, thinking about her for this. If you see the woman, take it. She sit down back and take it. The woman, she able, pretending it. Hey, she start to smile and take it just for a while. She take it, let you know she able, pretending it. I take a joke. She take one joke. I went back for a next joke. She take one stick. I come back 'cause she love it. She take one shot. I went back for a next shot. She take one stick. I come back 'cause she love it. If you see the woman, take it. She sit down back and take it. The woman, she able, pretending it. Hey, she start to smile and take it just for a while. She take it, let you know she able, pretending it. If you see the woman, take it. She sit down back and take it. She tell me she able, pretending it. Hey, she start to smile, take it just for a while. Take it, let you know she able, pretending it. Take your vaccine, girl. Take it, take it, take it, take it.
Looking for a safe and relaxed professional massage therapist and nutritionist? Look no further. Nature's Touch with Empress Judy and Associates offers a natural approach to better health. Treat yourself to a professional massage therapy and nutrition advice in a safe and relaxed atmosphere. Rejuvenate your body, mind, and soul at Nature's Touch Therapy. For an appointment, please call or WhatsApp 1-868-398-8282 or visit our Facebook page. Remember, your health is our responsibility at Nature's Touch.
You
Police, good day. Officer Best Price here. Johnny Q, Auto Parts Division.
Yes, sir.
I'm here to investigate an assault on batteries.
Excuse me, sir?
Is it true you have batteries selling for $488?
Yes. Power Master, Optima, Vata, and Megastar batteries.
So I can buy a battery for $488?
Yes, sir. For cars, trucks, and boats. Backed and distributed by Massey Automotive.
Which part?
Right here at Johnny Q Hardware and Auto Parts Division, 15 Arrowbita Avenue, Woodbrook. And our new Johnny Q Superstore, located at Lowlands Mall off Claude Noel Highway in Tobago. You could call 63 Tools.
All right. Thanks, boss. Nah, man. Granny, do you have $488 to lend, man?
More to love, yes, it's true. Pennywise, just for you. So real, get that perfect smile. Beauty's in every aisle to take care of your body. We have all you need to stay healthy. Yeah, Pennywise, more to love, yes, it's true. Pennywise, just for you.
Pennywise gives you more to love.
For some, today is just another routine 24 hours. To others, today is first page in tomorrow's story. It's the audition for tomorrow's performance. It's the spark that ignites tomorrow's change. The perseverance for tomorrow's breakthrough. The first like of tomorrow's big hit. Never take your today for granted. When life is on, those who truly believe in the power of today can become anything tomorrow.
Be mobile. Just be. We care for your eyes. That's why Value Optical recommends world-leading transitions lenses that protect your eyes from blue light and 100% of UV rays. They automatically adapt to changing light conditions, making life simpler and more comfortable for your eyes every day. Now available in 4 new style colors for you to personalize any frame and express your style. Value Optical, caring for your eyes.
Turn your lights down low and listen to the Master's Radio.
The Church of the Firstborn Assembly Miracle Center of number 399 Eastern Main Road, Waiko in San Luis Grande is pleased to present Pastors Morris and Agnes Johnson and guests on Sundays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. Sundays, Ministry of Worship Children's Hour and the Word from 1 to 6 p.m. Tuesdays, see Jesus in every book of the Bible from Genesis to Revelation from 9 p.m. to 12 midnight. Wednesdays, we deal with current affairs from a biblical perspective from 9 p.m. to 12 midnight. Tell your neighbors, tell your friends, tell everyone. For further information, visit with us at www.churchofthefirstbornassembly.org. Facebook, email us at church668hope@gmail.com or call us at 753-1113 or 236-7271. Your free will gifts and offerings will be greatly appreciated. Account number 795222 at the First Citizens Bank.
Now there's a new way to pay your electricity bill.
Quick pay your bills today. Quick pay, it's a whole new way. Online, pay your bill one time. Yes, there is a whole new way to quick pay for your electricity. Yes, they made it easy. Just enter your account number. 4 clicks and it's over.
Introducing Quick Pay, a new service from the Trinidad and Tobago Electricity Commission that lets you pay your bill online with your credit or Visa debit chip card. Just enter the account number and contact information. Click Pay and you're done.
This is the Street 919 FM COVID-19 updates. In case you missed it, the latest COVID positive cases in TNT as of 19th May 2021 stands at new positive cases 519. Total active cases 6,649. Total recovered patients 10,689. Total positive cases for COVID-19 as of March 2020 to present 17,669. Follow the Ministry of Health COVID-19 protocols. Wear your mask, sanitize, social distance, and avoid gatherings. A message from the Street 919 FM.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
Yo, this is your boy Ziggy Rankin, and right now you're listening to the Titans of Democracy. You don't know. Real talk.
So welcome back on the inside. If you're just joining us, you're locked on to the Street 919 FM. This is your Titans of Democracy with Dominic, Romain, and Bruce Wayne. So we're back on the inside. It's Free Up Yourself Thursday as we continue to take your calls. Remember, the lines are open 342-0081, 466-5391. Those are the numbers to call to get us in studio. Also, remember, we are live and alive on Facebook at the Street 919 FM. Also on YouTube at IWER TV, so you can see us live in studio. Caller, good morning.
Yeah, morning. Bruce, I call back again. Right? Yeah, my Bruce?
Yeah.
Yeah, I call back. You know, I don't know if I remember something. As you're in the CMO and stuff like that. Now, a certain time last year, you know what I heard from Ian Allen show? I don't know how I went across on him. He was saying, crying like I'm born in CMO. Oh God, is an Indian. Come across to the UNC now. That thing. I say, but what kind of mad thing? That is what the man saying. Ian Allen saying that, and I say, I call somebody to get. I say, listen to what this man saying, boy. That is what they have in their mind, boy. Imagine the man going to say that the doctor person is an Indian. Come on to the UNC now. Let's Rowley and them and tell me something. And you have a lot of people that same idea and that same mind Ian Allen, and a lot of them will be watching this man looking on things. I just called to say that. So you might know that.
Thank you. Dominic, where's the plan, boy? Hey, don't make a joke. No accident, where's the plan?
Was that it, Bruce?
I say, what's the plan?
Yeah, well, I home all day today. Yeah, I just limited movements as we all should be doing, as far as possible. Are you making out with that traveling?
Boy, my sanitizer use has increased.
Yeah.
And then when I reach home, I don't even enter the house. I have my stuff on the outside waiting for me. If not, my son will bring it out for me, and I strip outside, bathe, organize myself before I go inside the house. And that is my routine now. I see my mom have she does steam it is just eucalyptus and something else. Boil up that, and so I even taken a sniff in that too.
Yeah.
These people.
Yeah, we just need to hold on, as they say, hold the fort for a little bit.
Yeah. I'm beaten up at all.
But I see that we aren't the only country that is extending SOE, because while we're looking for 3 months to August, Grenada this week would be extending theirs to November. Okay. And I think Barbados is extending theirs by 5 months to September.
Okay.
And what is to be noted is that Grenada and Barbados, of course, have less cases than us. They've had less deaths, they've had less total infections, and their states of emergency is going beyond ours. So that while people here may want to accuse the government of being high-handed and draconian, and we love to talk in this country about rights and so on. Who don't have rights? People who are 6 feet under.
Sure.
Their rights are permanently, right? taken away from them.
Yeah.
So that's the truth. And Grenada right now has zero cases. And they extended the state of, you can imagine if that was Trinidad and we had 0 cases and the government say state of emergency till November, that'd be riot.
And you see, the thing about it is that this state of emergency that we are in now, that 3 months, you look sharp, could end up being more, depending on how we behave.
Yeah.
Right? Because if again, I am traveling and every day, you're still seeing people with masks under their chin. Right? And it's like, everything is okay and is a hoax. It have no COVID. It's all kind of nonsense you're hearing. But like I told somebody recently, okay, fine. You want to say that there is no COVID-19, fine. No problem. But would you accept the fact that there is something out there that is making people sick and killing them? You don't think you need to protect yourself from that? If you want to be all high and mighty and talk about, is that this and is that that? Okay, no problem. People are getting ill. People are dying. Don't you want to protect yourself against that?
And all Armenian seeing stories, CNC3 every night runs something called, I think, COVID portraits, where they interview people who would have had COVID and so that they could tell their story and what their experience was. And they've had some people who tell of a really trying time. I saw a clip where one lady said it felt like there was an elephant sitting on her chest. It was that difficult for her to breathe, no matter how hard she breathed in, just nothing, no oxygen coming in. That I can't imagine that how terrible that would be, Bruce. But as you say, it depends on what we as citizens do. I don't know how many more record-breaking days we need for some people to listen, because I'm still hearing stories about people who are supposed to be under quarantine, not staying home. I'm talking about they don't have anybody to go to the bank for them, and they have to do this and they have to do that.
But
you're putting
But Dominic,
other people's lives.
Where the bank part is concerned, right? Where the bank part is concerned, okay, fine. But still, that doesn't give you the okay to come out. Now, I saw that our councillor, Diego Martin West, Aquila Glasgow, she put out something and was saying, this is the time where we need to come together. Because if you know that your neighbor is in quarantine at home, when you go into the grocery, you could simply shout, hey, neighbors, I'm looking to make all the grocery and you want to get a couple things? What's the plan? Put the money in an envelope, you come with your sanitizer, spray the rest of down, you come, you take it, you spray it. Right? Spray, open it, spray inside. They give you the little list. When you come, you hang up the bag in front. Neighbors, got anything in front here? They come, they collect it, they go back inside.
Right.
You understand? She even mentioned, you go on here, you're doing a little baking. Neighbors, look up a little two bread here for you. That is all it's about,
Yeah.
You saying that, people saying that I have no food and I have nobody. How it is you have nobody? Wait, I don't understand. You have nobody. You don't just have nobody, Dominic. So you're trying to tell me you exist in this whole entire world by yourself?
Yeah.
You don't have...
You have no friends, no family members.
You don't have children, you don't have a spouse, you don't have a girlfriend, you don't have a boyfriend. Okay, fine. So you don't have a brother, you don't have a sister, you don't have an aunt, you don't have an uncle, nephew, niece, nothing? Nah, man.
No friend, no co-worker, anybody who would be...
I'm afraid to say friend and co-worker, because if you could say that you are nobody, then friend and co-worker might be out of the question. You working in a bubble?
Well, we had to go as far down the Twitter pool as we could to find somebody.
I don't know. You see... And you're going to put gas in your car. Where you going in your car?
Yeah.
Where you going? What are you doing in your vehicle? You're supposed to be home. You're supposed to be home.
Yeah.
But like I say, the penalties for these things, the penalties is what we need to. And so far, I love it seeing $10,000 for breaking curfew. You don't even have $10 now. You have to pay $10,000.
But Bruce, I was listening to another frequency a couple of days ago, and they were asking the question: if you were caught breaking the curfew, if you would pay the fine or make a jail. And a lot of people say, well, I don't mind, I'm going to make my 5 days. Because 20,000 in this time difficult, so I don't mind going now. 5, really? Okay.
Wow. These people clearly don't understand what freedom means.
Yeah.
1 hour, 2 minutes in jail is too much for me, you know.
Yeah.
Well, they have to be crazy.
Well, I don't know, maybe they'll fake sick just before they reach inside, so they'll spend the 5 days in the infirmary.
No, spend the 5 days in the infirmary and then spend another 5 days in jail, and then another 5 days for stupidity, and then the next 5 days for wasting police time.
Yeah, they need to increase that from 5 to maybe 15 or 21 days.
Let me make it as cool month and done. 30 days imprisonment. After that first 5 days pass, you'll see how sick everybody will start to feel.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. And when they come back out, just like what I tell you, when they reach home, say, hey boy, look your pipe outside there, water come back and the water wasting, you gotta go and turn it off. Turn it off, I'm not going outside. Let the water run. Folks, we go into our financial tip of the day and we'll be right back.
The Street 91.9 FM brings you today's tips to improve your financial literacy. Improving your financial literacy is a never-ending endeavor that needs to be prioritized. As you work on improving your financial literacy, it's important to continue your momentum. Here are your tips. Live within your means. This is one that you've likely heard time and time again, and for good reason, because of how important it is and the significance it can have on your retirement plan. If you want to avoid taking on debt, going broke, and pushing back your chances of retiring at a reasonable age, then it is in your best interest to make sure that your overall spending is less than what you are earning to make sure you are not jeopardizing your financial future. It's always easier said than done, but it's also much easier to practice when you stick to your values and don't worry about how others are spending their money. That was your financial tip brought to you by the Street 91.9 FM.
So that was our financial tip for the day. Yes. Yeah, Dominic.
Yes, sir. So yeah. I saw yesterday at the I think it was yesterday at the COVID press briefing. You know, it's unfortunate that the Minister of Health, and members of the government on the whole have to be wasting precious time constantly responding to claims and allegations that are being made by the opposition without any shred of evidence. So we are still awaiting the evidence from Wademark with respect to the vaccines that were quote-unquote stolen from the Couva hospital. We're still waiting on the evidence from Philip Edward Alexander that he was told by a notorious thief that vaccines were taken from the Barataria Health Center and taken to somewhere in Diego Martin to be given to the 1%. And then on Monday night, you had Kamala Prasad-Visesa saying that she received information from somebody that their father, 86-year-old father, had contracted COVID. And when they called the Couva hospital, the Couva hospital told them, yes, bring him because somebody just died and a bed just became available. And when they took him to the Couva hospital, they were told because of his advanced age that they're not inclined to take him because it don't make sense. He old already. So
he too old already.
They're not gonna. Yeah, he done. Yeah, so he passed 3 score and 10. So he live. Right now he on borrowed time. So we could afford that casualty, right? And that he was turned away.
Something like that, right? Mm-hmm. Something like that. Wouldn't you take the name of the individual who said that?
Mm-hmm.
So that the authorities could look into that?
Yes. But even so, Bruce, I would think that the more appropriate person to send that to would be the Minister of Health.
Yes.
Or the head of the RHA under which the Cuba Hospital falls, somebody in authority who can actually treat with it rather than you send it to the leader of the opposition for her to simply go on so that she could get a talking point to go on a platform and speak about, and then she's asking, is this true? So you feel that it's true for you to come and publish it on your Monday night forum or your, wherever it is, and without doing any sort of background research to see, okay, well, if is this thing valid, or somebody just sending something for me, and you come and then you're asking the minister, is this true?
Now, listen to me, Dominic. You know what bothers me with things like that? As far as I'm concerned, they could continue saying what they want to know.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because we already know that they're irrelevant. But the problem with when they say what they want is, these nurses and doctors, they go in beyond the call of duty.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And they are trying their utmost best to save lives, to bring comfort to those who are ill, suffering with this COVID-19 illness. And to think that, they should be given a little more respect by the opposition. When they hear things like this, if I am a nurse or I'm a doctor and I'm hearing things like this being said, manifested to the public, and then on top of that, knowing that, okay, your follow or your followers, your supporters, they buying into this nonsense. How am I supposed to feel? Because here am I go in, as they say, running my blood thin.
Yes.
And these are the things that you would come and say without any proof, any kind of anything at all.
Yeah.
One come to talk about vaccines being stolen from one place, but up to now you cannot give police information as to who, what, where, when, why. The next one, same thing, you still cannot give the police any. And the reason why you're not seeing Mr. Griffith coming and talking about these things, because he don't have time for them and the nonsense.
Mm.
Because he knows very well that if he go to them and say, okay, we understand that you are aware that vaccines were stolen, so we would like to get this information so we can follow up.
Right.
Then what you're going to tell them? Well, hour. Look.
Well, we were informed. We were advised that this happened. And you did no research, you did nothing, but you decided to bring it to the public domain. And these are the people who constantly, in Dr. Rowley's case, about Emailgate and Emailgate and Emailgate.
No.
But Dr. Rowley at least attempted to verify the validity of the emails by sending it to the president and requesting that it be sent to the Integrity Commission for investigation and so on. But you all just hear things, of course, they're sounding luscious, but I'm run up on the platform and talk that talk. Now, if you truly believe that this is what is happening, then I would think that as the leader of the opposition, you wouldn't just mention it once and leave it there, because then that is an untenable situation. You would press it, you would make it an issue, tell us, well, okay, you spoke to the Minister of Health, or you contacted the head of the Regional Health Authority that the Cuba Hospital falls under to find out what it is going on. Because remember, you could pick up a pen, or you can sit behind your laptop and write letters and send to the Prime Minister of India to ask for vaccines and so on. So it shouldn't be that difficult for you to be able to write to the head of the Regional Health Authority or the Minister of Health to inquire into whether or not this is in fact so. Because if that's the case, then something is wrong with that. But I find it difficult that somebody could just pick up the phone and call Cuba Hospital and say, I have somebody who having breathing difficulties, and they tell them, well, bring them. Yeah, somebody just died and a bed opened up. in ICU. So there's nobody else waiting for a bed. And we hearing stories about that in the Augustus Long Hospital, for instance, where there are persons who are waiting to go to get into an ICU bed. So nobody waiting at Cuba to get an ICU bed because somebody just died.
Nope.
Yeah. Hey. Coincidentally, you just happened to call at the right time, you know?
Yeah.
Somebody now expired there. Bring him now.
Mm-hmm. Everybody else gone home.
Yeah.
And the thing is, people sit there and they believe this. But you see, the reason why they are allowed to continue like this is because there are no consequences for their actions.
Yeah.
It's like a child. If every time a child does something wrong, they don't get punished for it, they're going to continue doing the same thing over and over and over. They'll keep pushing that limit with you. And that's exactly what they do. They're not being held accountable. There is no consequences whatsoever for their actions. So we could come here and talk from now till when. Nothing ain't going to happen. They're going to continue just like that. Next week, please God, we're going to hear some gobar again. And it's going to continue like that. But you see, the thing about it is, we will no longer be keeping you guys relevant. I'm going to put it that way.
Yeah. But the upsetting thing about it, Bruce, is that when it becomes patently clear that there is no truth to what they would have said, and the media would contact them on it, the first thing they say, well, I just asked a question. Yeah. I didn't say, we were just, the information came to us and we were asking whether or not this was in fact so.
Let me tell you something. If 1 week, just 1 week, Dominic, if for 1 week, the entire media decides they're going to do, when it comes to UNC, they're just going to do this, watch out, you see something. They will realize what we do now working. You need to try something different. Marketing skills, Cambridge Analytica. So you know what we'll do now? We side with the government. Yeah. We ain't going to try it like what we tried the other day. We want to side with the government, but at the same time, with the same tongue, we chastising the government. Now, let me try it different this time. Remember I said that, Let me try it different this time. We will abide with the government. We will assist. We will support the things that the government puts in place and see how that works out. And when we find we gain a little favor in that, the nonsense is going to start all over again. So,
well, I need to investigate what's the latest couture that they're trying to make now with the NAMDEFCO food hampers. So I think they had some press conference yesterday. Saddam Hussein and Ravi Ratiram and some other one to complain, and they alleging corruption in the thing. I mean,
because they get something for their partner.
Yeah.
When you get something for your partner, it's corruption, or no, Dominic?
Yeah. Tell that to the farmers and them who benefit now.
Giving that to the friend. They're taking it and they're giving it to the friend.
How much evidence? You're only throwing a set of allegations outside, the people fed up with that.
In a time like this where we have these guys that would no, what you say? I ain't even touching to unlock it. Bam, camera ready. You try and tell me you can't get evidence of what it is you talking about?
Yeah.
Seriously? Nah, man. Tell it to somebody who would believe that nonsense. But folks, the lines are open. Numbers are 342-0081, 466-5391. Caller, good morning.
Yes, Bruce.
Morning.
So rough me up. I find you say that rough good morning, do you know? Rough me up. I know that lady. Yeah, nah. I want to tell you the other thing you must do before, I don't know, if you do the steaming, that's a good thing. That steam, to go over that steam for a little while. You know, you boil the water. If you have nothing to put in this, if you have some essential oil like eucalyptus and peppermint, but if you don't have anything to the public out there, the steam alone, the hot water, the steam alone will give the towel over here. And then you blow. You don't just steam it. You blow out and clean out your nostrils. You blow to bring down whatever, sludge. So if we start to do these little things, maybe we might see a reduction in, because when you go outside, sometimes you have only mask, but the mask is not 100%, so you could do the little steaming and blow and clean out. So if you do that every evening, you go home and along with the stripping and bathing and thing, if everybody try to do something, because what I'm saying is we just can't sit down and hope and pray, and praying is good, hoping is good, but you have to, without action, you have to do some form. You have to help yourself.
You have your part to do. You have to do your part.
Yeah, you have to help yourself in some way. So if everybody tries to take care of their family, or instruct the ones that live in the house on a daily basis, when they come in, this is what we want you to do. Everybody has to put up the rules in their own home, what they want each person who live in the house to do when they come in. I think it will kind of quiet down this thing, because I think the spread now is from people inside your home. It's not more so from people outside. I think it's from people inside your home, because when one person gets it and they bring it in the house, that is where it's spreading. So that is why you're seeing 2 members of family and 3 members of family in hospitals, and one die, one serious. So I think it's a home thing now. So everybody has to see about their home. I think that is important. And people, those people are only distraction. They want to keep us talking about them. So let me talk about. We have to touch them, but let's try and get rid of this virus.
Yeah.
And forget them, we'll deal with them when the time comes. We go have time for them, We go have time for them. All right, enjoy all the rest of all the day.
My dear, take care.
All right, bye-bye.
Watch me, Dominic. Nothing to say, No topic, nothing to talk about. Zero, zilch, nada, nothing. So you just come up with a set of accusations about this, that, and the other, and pray and hope that something stick. Call her morning.
Bruce, morning.
Oh, morning.
You hear me good now? Dominic, morning, brother. I hear you. Bruce, and we grew up in a
Kinda
home,
low there, pal.
over food and things, right?
Dominic says it's still kind of a little low.
Yeah. But all right, but Bruce, and we grew up in homes that argue over food. Your mother and father teach you that way.
Sure, right.
Yeah. So then the class of them people. First was the food cards. Remember that, Dominic? Arguing over food cards and who gets and who ain't get, and all the information is wrong. Now they're arguing over food for poor people. So you don't understand the value system and the class of these people. I wonder if they feel it for particular people what they're arguing over it for. Whereas I now listen to our former day, right? And listening to and Jean Bachan talking about, he contract the virus, Brucey. Yeah. The sun bring it in. And water come to mind. Why can't I take this with politicians to understand, right? And to understand how serious this virus is, right? He was basically saying he just lucky to be alive because he couldn't breathe, right? He and his son, right? And his leader from the start playing all the nasty games and the foolishness, but comes and the opposition and Munilal and all of them. What are the deal with all your boy? So Jamaican now there, he know telling you. And then after he had to be sending attacking Terence Dial Singh. Terence Dial Singh only replying to what they misinformation and the lies that they put on, because they put on that in a pandemic. You're putting people in a state of fear.
Yep.
So it had to reach to one earlier literally on a deathbed to understand how serious it is. Bruce, brother, they had to get vaccinated. After I hear this man, and he get vaccinated with the first shot, but probably he has comorbidities.
Yeah.
So his perspective, his son brought it for him, right? He commend all the health workers and all of that for the good work they do. Now he's telling his people now, and his base, his community now, to listen to Dr. Parasam and Hines and Chapman and all of them, and Carrington and all of them, Abdullah and Richard and all of them now, and follow what they do. Why can't it reach till it hit home? Why this selfish culture? And I'm going to end here. I come to the understanding, Bruce and Dominic, right? Nobody could fool me. Bruce, we over 40, you went White Boy Junior Sec. I went Southeast, Dominic went Seal. And I know the 3 schools well. I have friends, I grew up with friends from all these schools. And I come to the understanding of Bruce that people that don't love this country. And the home they grew up in, they only love this country for financial gain and material gain. And when they get financial gain and material gain, they're happy. And then after that gone, they start back to bad talk and criticize and hope that Trinidad fail. Their position in life in Trinidad is to hope that things don't work out. And I come to that conclusion that people don't love here. And I have been hearing John Gill saying that for the longest while, and it's reality. And you know you went to school with people like that, and I know men went to school with you there who think that way and went to school with me, and Dominic knows that as well. For what the parents put in their head, only material gain and financial gain while they love fear. But they don't want to be in charge of anything and be responsible. Fellas, I am taking up time. As I say, brothers, we gotta get vaccinated. This thing serious.
Yeah, man.
Thanks, boy, Rusty boy.
Yeah, man. Take care. Caller, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Morning.
This is Nigel and Mauricia here.
Hi, guys. What's up?
You know,
Morning.
we're good, holding on. We were listening to what you were speaking about earlier regarding the NAMDACO's hampers or the baskets. And I will say, Nigel and I, we were blessed to be able to receive one. And contrary to popular belief, the hampers were well stocked.
Nice.
You understand?
Yeah.
We were able to get, as they said, as the Prime Minister said, 2 chickens. We got 2 squash. You could say medium-sized squash. We got plantain, we got cassava, we got dasheen, we got sweet potatoes, we got oranges, we had pineapples. And honestly, Nigel and I, we live alone. We don't even make so much. If you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And when we were able to receive the NAMDACO bags, the basket, it was 2 huge bags. We were more than thankful. We were so thankful. We even shared a couple of the items with our neighbors nearby. You know,
Right.
if it's too much of something, you can't eat all this plantain in one go. You want it to spoil.
That's right, yeah.
After COVID, you begin to be so careful about wasting food. You know, you don't want to waste. So we would share. So I don't know if it's conspiracy theory or people trying to spread propaganda, or you just don't know and you're trying to make you think. But I know sincerely because I was able to receive one, thankfully, because you know we are creative. So since last March, we have been, you know, so when I get that, I was blessed and I slept with somebody too. You kind of know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If people don't know, all they don't say now.
But
You
that
know,
is it.
and one of the things I see happen, at least in the area where I live, remember, it's fresh chicken they're given, so they can't take too much at one time.
Right.
To run the risk of it spoiling, because now more than ever we are in a SOE. You have to be able to have the people readily available to come and collect on the same day. So I think it will be like, you know, you'll get it every week periodically based on the capacity of the office where the goods are being held. And then they too have to manage the movement of the crowd, because you know what, once everybody hears food, you go, see, oh God, no, they have to manage that. You get where I'm going? So yeah, you know.
Bruce, let me tell you something too. Good morning, guys. This situation was the lady talking about, the one from Sicaria.
Yeah.
I call her the name. This happened to me in 2013, you know, with my dad. My dad was in hospital and I went. And a doctor asked me, how old he is? I tell them, are you anywhere else? No, we step on me.
What?
Say, what food that can make you God?
Who the hell are you?
That happened in 2013 and she was in power in 2013. I could have reported too then. That happened in San Fernando General. Honestly, I was like shocked. The doctor said, I said, okay.
I ain't taking that one, Nigel.
Huh?
I ain't taking that one. No.
It does happen. I don't know.
You might, where you is in South, you might hear me from in Port of Spain cussing. Yeah, I ain't going
so
to
I was like shocked by, and my father, he went on for a few months after that, but you don't tell people them kind of thing. You
exactly.
Know, you might have died before he.
But that is it. You don't tell people them thing.
Yeah, you don't tell people them kind of things. But I just got him like, okay. But it happened to me in 2013, I know that for sure.
Yeah, boy.
And just one more thing, guys. The last election was August 10th, so this government has not been for a year yet.
Right.
Yeah, so August 10th was the election last year, remember? Yeah.
Yeah, so we
Have a
had
good
the full run.
Yeah. You still have plenty time.
Oh, gosh.
All right, listen.
Yeah, guys, take care. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, no problem.
Mr. Dominic?
Yes, sir. I'll send you something with some pictures.
Oh, all right. Let me take a call here. Caller, good morning.
Yes, morning again, Bruce and Dominic, Miss Sharon, Felix, loyal listeners and callers.
Morning.
You know, the opposition saying that how too little, too late about this state of emergency. But I want them to know it's the last 73 days where we reach in this position, you know. The 9th to now is 73 days. And the last, today's 20 days in May, it pick up more than what was in April and in March, if you were showing you. That is what's going on right now. So if we check the period now, just after this candlelight vigil and everything, that 14 days bring me into March. And let me say the candlelight vigil bring me down to the end of April, going into Easter. You was showing you? You seen it there? And all that time we getting a little going up 180 something and all them kind of thing. And then we coming to May here now. We going up to 5 and coming down to 3 and going up to 6 and 80 of us are showing you. So people, let me follow the instructions, please. That is what I have to say. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Oh, boy. Misinformation, guys, huh? To set up, turn it all how? 3420081466539. Those are the numbers to call to get us on the inside. See what's happening. Remember, we live on Facebook at the Street 909 FM, also on YouTube at IWER TV. So you can always see us live and live in studio. Caller, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Dominic, good morning.
Morning.
Morning. Enjoying the program.
Morning.
Have a good team. I just want to tell people, please, adhere to the instructions and the guidelines from the CMO and the health ministry. Because, like I said, I can just think that's not a hand. And Dominic.
Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, listen, I already had such a national constitution and that's good because I personally get fed up with the UNC. Do you mean to tell me clients and bank went on my Facebook page and complain about he provided the UNCMP with all of those hampers and those things hasn't been distributed yet? You know that really happened to me? Like I said again, I did the PM should I get the 28 you know. I should have, I'm Jason Williams should have been the MP of that one Barrett area. And this lady from St. Augustus, who's the senator, when you should have been the MP of St. Augustine. And Clarence and Barrett should have been the MP of Sharon. We should have get the 26 or 28 seats, you know, but I didn't want that, or I didn't want Gypsy Vincent Peter because I have a problem with you, but I voted for a UNC person. You know? So my advice to the PNM, if I get like shadow MPs or the PNM council, assist in this thing, that would be thing. But like I said, I think because I get different cities. Some of those people should not even, some of these UNC people should not be sitting in your circles. That's all I have to say.
Thank you.
Just take care of me.
Yeah, man. Caller, good morning.
Morning, Bruce and Dominic.
Morning.
Sharon, Bruce, when people calling and calling, not all your fault. They take out your money, you know. You don't have to talk. Time to go in enforcement, they're taking out your money. You know that?
No, I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah, time you want to talk. You just calling and you going in made, but they're taking out $1 if it's $2 and something. It's easy, you know. And people talking so long. Have a good morning, Bruce.
Morning.
Good morning, Dominic. Good to hear the voice, Sharon. It's all the way through H4 the same, yeah. Dominic and only sometimes I don't want to hear Camilla than what they say, no. Because the 2010, they was in your face all the time. All the time they was in your face, you couldn't say nothing, you couldn't talk because of police and all kind of thing. Now they're not in power, you still come in your face. They still want to come in your face and talk, and if you want to read them, you know what your partner say? Just hand over but I must just hand over the thing to Camilla. I hear somebody say that, you know, just hand over the leadership to Camilla. And they're satisfied. They said, just do it now. The Dr. Roddy, they do it now, they're satisfied. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye. Good to hear the voice. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Take care. Yeah, Dominic, I was looking for the for where I put the things that you now sent to me there. All right, let me see.
You know, this food basket or whatever it is that they're calling it certainly has been I think a welcomed initiative for the farmers. Because when I look at the volume of produce that they are bringing to be distributed, certainly some of that might not have been sold and might have gone to waste.
Yeah, so I have up the picture here now.
Yeah, there's a few pictures.
Yeah. Let's see if I get to right. Ooh, I'm looking nice, boy.
Yeah.
I could do with some of that.
Right, it's testimony to what I think is Marissa is her name.
Yeah.
What she would have been saying just now as to what they would have received.
Okay. Yeah, man.
Yeah, so it's not no old stuff that they're giving people. It's good, healthy things, and it's putting some monies in the pockets of the farming community.
Yeah. Nice. Where I change my diet, I could do with one of that, yes?
Yeah. Who's the MP?
Yeah, don't worry, no, man.
Don't worry. Anyway, you have a circle, so you don't have to worry.
I didn't want to say that thing. My circle nice. Oh gosh. So guys, we getting ready to close for the day, but we still have some time to take a few calls.
All right, so I just got a message from the councillor for Tumpu now. Who, he's telling me that the items received are in very good condition.
See?
You know, so I know that he would have been involved in some of the distribution exercise for that area.
Yeah. Okay, so, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, so, you know, some of you all, if you're listening and you've received the package, you could feel free to call in and tell us what you've gotten and, you know, debunk some of the foolishness that the UNC talking about.
Yeah. And again, like I said, Dominic, that is just it, you know. It's like me coming here to talk some outer time and talk concerning what goes on here, and is knowing that it is not true.
Yeah.
You know? Come on, man. Fed up of that now. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, Dominic and Bruce.
Hi, morning. Hardly hearing you.
Oh, I don't know why.
You
hearing now?
Yeah.
Okay. Morning to you all and
Morning.
all the viewers and listeners. Well, it's good. I just love what I saw there, and that's good because, you know, some people do not seeing that and they feel nothing is happening.
Yeah.
And, you know, and as Dominic said, I'm just so happy that the farmers and they can still continue producing because there's these small markets all over the country and prices are good. So people have nothing to be complaining about. All you have to do, like Dominic, you can tell them how to spend their money, you know. You have a little financial plus, and because sometimes people have things and they don't know how to use it, you know. And I think that, you know, you can tell people how to spend their money, how to use it, how to live. I mean, you all may not be able to do it, but there are people who would come on and, you know, tell people how to live in this time. It's difficult for a lot of people. I would not go for something like that because I know I can afford it, I can have it. So, you know, I'd leave it up to people. So people who can afford it, please don't try to access it. Don't try to get it twice because it will spoil.
Yeah.
Vegetables does not stay too long. Some people say greedy, they want plenty. It's like going to a buffet and they pull their plate and they cannot eat all, you know. So try and help people. If it's a little tip, tell them how to live, you know. And I'm saying, like, you have the tires, you have the pallets. There are a lot of things people can do with those things to help around their places, to make chairs, to make benches. You know, there are a lot of things people can occupy themselves with. We could take a little thing from Russia. Yeah, I can't remember his real name. He went to the countryside to live after a while. He lived a beautiful life in the village, in the towns. He traveled all over the world. And he had no regrets. And his children have no regrets. So this too shall pass. So just enjoy your life. Right? You all have a good day.
You too, my dear. Thank you. So we're nearing that time. So our word for today is friendly. I enjoy being friendly. The world is made brighter when people reach out in kindness and love. Today, I make a commitment to brighten my corner of the world by being friendly. It takes only a moment to share a caring word or considerate act, but it can completely change someone's day. When I get preoccupied with my thoughts, I remind myself that I want to be a welcoming person. I become open and responsive to the world around me. My open-hearted nature is inspirational. I share a laugh and start a chain reaction of joy. I show interest in someone and encourage them to share. Through my openness and welcoming nature, I invite those around me to express their friendliness. He has told you, O mortal, what is good, and what does the Lord require of you, but to do justice, and to love kindness, and to walk humbly with your God. Micaiah 6:8. So, Dominic, that's all the time we have for today. Guys, it was a pleasure being in your company. It was a pleasure having you in ours. Don't worry, our sister is well. She just had some stuff to do this morning. So she'll be back with us tomorrow, please God. So as we say, Dominic, ciao.
Time to get up and to move it. Leaving all your problems behind it. Pressing on to our victory. Everybody sing that. Step forward. I move forward. I step forward. I move forward. want to address some issues. Big man, born in a poverty, but them thing I don't like. Every ghetto youth had to have the Benz park outside. A pretty girl passing my drink with 2 black eyes. You can't see life, nice, so nice, but they're talking. All your business out the road and they're walking. One cap it inside your shoes, so them parking. I can put one bite on you, so we don't study them. Yo, because Jah give me health and strength, so what we do? Mash up, mash up, mash up, mash up, mash up, mash up, mash up that. How we do bad mind people, and them we back, so what we do? Mash up, mash up, mash up, mash up, mash up, mash up, mash up that. Hey, you see all bad mind people? Yo.